Hello guys, welcome to the speed build of Croft Manor. This is obviously Lara Croft's mansion. I played Rise of the Tomb Raider a very long time ago and I really fell in love with her manor, and I really love to build houses from movies or games, and so I decided to build this. And I also started to build this a really long time ago, and I never ever managed to finish the videos or to edit the videos, so this is obviously why I upload this so late, and I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry also for the lack of videos in the last time, but it was a little difficult for me in the last time, so this is why I won't go into details so much, because this is a little bit private, but yeah, just so you understand, I don't want to delete my channel or something like that. I just need some time off from time to time, so that it still makes fun when I record videos, and that's obviously, that's the main. So I took a lot of screenshots while playing the game from her manor, because you are able to walk in the house and to move in the house and to look at every room. At least when they are open, there are a few rooms that are destroyed or closed, so I couldn't look at everything, and I tried to look at not photos, screenshots at the internet as well, and I looked at the previous manors from the previous games, and somehow they look different from that. It was a little difficult to decide which rooms I'm gonna build. Yeah, I wanted it to look like the manor in Rise of the Tomb Raider, because I think this is the most beautiful of all the manors they showed in the previous games. But I know from one game there should also be a pool somewhere, and I think I have to include that. Although I don't know where it is, I really don't know where I'm going to put that, because I didn't even finish to build the house. It took me a lot of time to make the floor plan right, or to get the floor plan right. This was really a huge project, or is a huge project, because I'm not even finished with it. So I still have to furnish a lot of the house and perhaps make minor changes when I feel like I have to, just to get the rooms right or something like that. You know, I love to make everything really detailed and really accurate, like in the movie or game. So this takes a lot of time, and I really love that, but it's just a little bit complicated, because you also don't have all of the items they have obviously in the game. You don't have them in The Sims as well. So yeah, and also the vampire stuff pack came out a while ago, and since then there's so many new beautiful items that would have looked so great in this build. I don't know if I'm going to replace the items that I have already in there. I'm really not sure. What would you say? I think there are a lot of spiderwebs and decals that we can use for the demolished or the destroyed rooms. And I don't know if you know the game or if you know the build in the game. There's also a lot of ivy or stuff, plants inside of the house in the destroyed rooms, and I would like to do that as well. But I also would like to have the rooms really, I don't know, how they would have been when the family really lived there. So that would also be nice, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Perhaps the rooms that are furnished I will do nicer than the rooms that are destroyed and I'm not sure, but I'm really looking forward to furnish the house, and I especially love the art studio, and I think it's really great how the rooms are made in the game. You really should play the game. It is so great. I had a lot of fun playing this. Yeah. If you want to download this when it is finished, I will put a link in the description bar, I think. But I have to finish it first. And I also used a lot of move objects. So you should use the move object cheat before you download the build to your lot. I think that's how it works. So yeah, you can do that after I uploaded the second part, because then obviously it will be finished. I hope. I don't hope that I have to record 3 parts. That would be a little bit long, but honestly, this is a really big project, or a really big mansion. So I don't think I built something like this before, something that big. So it really took me a long time. And yeah, I don't know what to talk about. It was really difficult to make the facade. How is it pronounced in English? The facade look right. Yeah, I looked, as I mentioned before, at some screenshots, and I wasn't quite sure how to achieve that look, or how to begin even with the building. I had to change a lot because, as I already mentioned, the build is really, really big, and there was just no lot that really did fit the size of the house, if that makes sense. I would have built it a lot bigger, but it just wasn't possible because we just have the 64 by 64 lots, I think, and yeah, that's the biggest I could use. So I started to build the front first, and then I don't know, I continued with the sides of the house and then the back. I think the back looks kind of strange because I didn't know how it would look in the game. I don't think there was a perspective from the back of the house, so I just had to imagine how it would look, and yeah, create it myself. And I really had to struggle, I really had a big struggle with the size and how long the walls would be, or how many, I don't know how to say that. When you use the grid, there are the small blocks, and I don't know how many of them I should use to get the size right. So this was really difficult. And as you can see, it is already way too big for the lot. And I also wanted that the people were able to go around the house and to stay on the same lot. So I had to resize this build a lot and to make it a lot smaller. I think I deleted some of the doors or the hallways you see in the front. I think I deleted 1 or 2 of them just to make it a little bit smaller, and yeah, it was just a little bit complicated, but I managed to do this in the end. And I also didn't know how it looked from above, so this was yeah, I don't know. This was also a little bit difficult, but yeah, not too complicated. I just imagined something, and then somehow it turned out nice, I think. Yeah, what am I doing there? I also had a lot of trouble with the wall tool. Sometimes it just doesn't work on my PC, so I drag a wall and it just doesn't go right. You can see that because I drew a fence in the front, and I don't know how that happened, but sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's quite annoying. But yeah, I don't know why this is. Perhaps I have to reinstall my game again, but that would be really annoying as well, and I really don't want to do that because it just reinstalled it a while ago because the vampire pack didn't work somehow. And yeah, this was also great. So sometimes things happen. Yeah, and I also lost some of the footage, as you will see at the next part, I think. In the next part, I think, because some building steps aren't really aren't there, obviously, because I lost the footage, and I don't know how that or why that happens a lot, but it's also just with building videos, I think. I don't know why. Perhaps I don't press the button properly, so yeah, that's great. And I know that I build in a strange way. Huh. I don't know why I do that. I think perhaps it's easier, and because I really love to furnish, so I just do it while building the house, if that makes sense. So I furnish also while I build at the same time. Just because it makes a lot of fun. I don't know why I do this, really. That's kind of strange, I think, but also I think one of the reasons is because I work with screenshots a lot, and I just would have look at the screenshots 1,000 times at first when I obviously build the lot or the house, and then when I furnish it. So it's easier to do it when I look at the screenshot and do both at the same time. So I think this is also a reason, and it's a pretty good reason, I have to say, because it would have taken, I think, 1,000 times longer or something like that. This is obviously really exaggerated, but you get the point. And if you know the game, you know that the manor has this really, really impressive entrance hall with the fireplace, and it's really large and grand, and it looks really, really impressive. And I wanted to achieve it, but it was so difficult because there are a lot of columns and stone decoration and little details that we really can't do in The Sims. So that's sad. I would have loved it if I could really build every house I build exactly like it looks in the movie or in the game, but this is obviously not possible. And I really use the word obviously a lot. I know that, but it's just a really beautiful word, and I'm just rambling, and because I don't know what to talk about anymore. And I hate it when I watch building videos and people don't talk while they are building, or don't explain anything, or just have no voice recording. I don't like that, because I like to watch the build and build myself something, or do something else, do stuff for uni, or I don't know, and then I just can't concentrate on the video if there is no sound, if that makes sense. Yeah, in my head this really makes sense. And this is why I like it a lot when there is voice recording in the video. It just makes it easier to watch, I think, as well. And in front of the fireplace there is also something like a decoration on the floor. I don't know really what this is, if this is just decoration or if it's an ornament that has something to do with the family. I don't know, but I wanted to create this myself. But yeah, it just wasn't possible, I have to say. So I don't know if I keep it in the end and when I'm going to start with it. But yeah, I really, really wanted to create that, but it was just not possible in the way that it is in Rise of the Tomb Raider. So that was sad. And also the staircases in the game. are obviously a lot different than from what we can achieve in The Sims, because we don't have these L-shaped staircases, which would be a great invention, by the way. I really would like to have them. It would make things so easy, especially when you have, or when you build big mansions. Then it just looks so nice when you come into the entrance hall and then there are these L-shaped staircases. I really like that. But obviously this is not how it works in the game, so I had to make this simple staircase and then deal with it. But I think in the end it looks decent, and yeah, I'm really proud of the build, I have to say. I really tried to decorate the entrance hall, as I said before. I think in the end it looks nice, but right now it's just a big a struggle. Yeah, still. Because I just didn't know what to do with that, because the fireplace is really well decorated and there are these stone carvings, and I really don't know how to describe this. If you know the game, then you probably know how it looks, or you can Google for it. I think there are a lot of pictures from the mansion, so I think I try to figure out how I want the entrance hall to look. And also there is a hallway on the sides of each no, not at the side of what am I talking about? On the sides of the hallway wait, okay, I can't speak, obviously. It has been a long time since I recorded the last video, so I don't even know how to speak anymore. So on the sides of this room there are hallways on each floor, so you can walk around the hallway, if that makes sense. And I think this is really nice, and I hope it looks good in the game. I'm not quite sure how it looks. I didn't look at the house for a long time. I just decided that I have to edit the video at last, so this is why I'm recording this right now, because it's just flying around on my PC, and I have a lot of videos I recorded, I think, and I didn't edit, or I didn't upload because they are not finished. I also have the another cast of my vampire characters, and I'm still trying to build the world for my Let's Play, but I don't really know when this is going to start, because I think it's a little bit too much for me with 4 Let's Plays. We have the Legacy Challenge, then we have the Royal Family Challenge. Oh, we also have Life is Strange, which I really want to finish, although there are not a lot of viewers there who watch this, but I really love the game and I really don't want to cancel it right now. So I really want to finish that. Then I wanted to start how's the new expansion called? Okay, let's start with this. There's obviously the Vampire Let's Play I want to start, and I really want to do this. But then, if I want to start this, the other Let's Play I planned with the San Myshuno expansion pack, I really can't remember the name right now. But this will have to wait, or I have to, I don't know, forget the idea or something like that. I really don't know if I'm able to record that, because it's a little bit too much for me, I think. Which is sad, I know. I would have loved to record that as well, but I just don't have time for so many Let's Plays. I think, I overestimated the time I would have for that. So that's what it is now. I don't know what to tell you anymore. And it was really difficult to make the, how's that called? Chandelier, to get the chandelier right. And then with the vampire pack, there is a really beautiful chandelier that I could have used. But now it's too late because yeah, it really was a fight with that chandelier to get it right, because I had to size it up and also lift it up a little bit, because this room, the entrance hall, has 2 floors, and it just didn't work. As you can see, there are still lamps hanging on the ceiling, although there is no ceiling because I deleted that, obviously. And yeah, it really didn't work how I would have liked it to work. And we are still working on the entrance hall. I can't believe it. I think this is the most complicated room in the whole build, because with the hallways, and I just had to try a lot of things, because I wasn't sure if it would work or how it would work. And then also, what really frustrates me is that sometimes the columns don't work. I don't know why this is. Sometimes you can see that when I try to place columns, that they just won't place themselves in a corner, or I don't know, at the side of a wall. And also these freezers, are they called that? I'm not sure. But they are supposed to be grey. But like you can see, or as you can see, the wall color is also grey, and that doesn't match. And this is so frustrating. It really, really, really annoyed me. But I think at the end, yeah, somehow it worked. And I don't know what to tell you anymore. I think I told you everything that I can probably talk about with this build. And I think I just continue trying to get the color right. Yeah, this is what I meant. This is supposed to be grey, but it's a cool light grey, and it just didn't, or it doesn't fit the wall color, and that was so frustrating. And it just looked odd, and I didn't want to have it that way. I think I changed it in the end to white, because that just looked better than the grey right now. Yeah. And I tried to find a really, really special, yeah, I don't know, wall hanging or a picture for the top of the stairs, because, yeah, I think this is what I used in the end, because they really have a nice painting on a rug, a wall rug, I don't know, something like that. And they also have this, I don't even know what this is called. Ceiling light? Ceiling, I don't know. But they have something like that. And it was really difficult to place, as you can see. But yeah, I did manage to do that, I think. And it looks pretty decent from inside as well. So I think this is good. But something with the lighting then is odd. I think when you have a hole in the roof, then daylight comes in and the light just, yeah, gets really weird, because you also have the light from the lamps as well. And I think that, yeah, that's just not working properly, I think. And now I try to figure out the shape of the whole house and to get that right, because I think at this point I already noticed that the house is way too big, and that I should make it a little bit smaller. And I also think that the hallway is way too big. I don't know if I changed that in the end. I think I should have, but if I really did that, I'm really not sure. Because it took me such a long time to figure out, oh, there I'm trying to do that. Yeah, I did it, okay. But it took me such a long time to figure out how I want to have that, and with the columns and the windows there are doors, or I don't know. It was really complicated, as I mentioned already, and as I mention all the time when I'm building, it's always really complicated because I'm not such a great builder, and I always have to try out a lot of things before they actually work, or before they kind of work. So yeah, and I don't know what I will do with this hallways in the front, because I don't know. I don't think you can get into them in the game, or they're closed, or yeah, I think they're closed, so I don't know why they are. Yeah, obviously I know why they are closed in the game, but from building perspective, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if I furnish them or if I will leave them just as they are. I will have to think about that, but I think in the next part we will decide on that, or I will decide on that, and I don't hope it takes another part, but it could be, because we obviously have just one room at this point of time, as you can see, and this is not really a lot, I have to say. So I don't hope that I take such a long time anymore with a lot. But I think when I have the shape right, then it works, or it gets a lot easier to build, because then you have the outer edges of the house, or the outer walls of the house, and then it should be easier to furnish it or to decorate it. I don't know. We will see how that works. I don't know what to tell you anymore, so I will not continue to talk to you anymore now, because I just don't know what to say anymore. But I hope you liked that video, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon.